10 mysterious things found in the desert. Deserts are no doubt magnificent wonders of nature with the endless sand dunes as far as the eye can see, and their one-of-a-kind ecosystem. But for humans, these deserts can be quite hostile and lonely. Mainly the aggressive climate and dangerous conditions tend to scare people away. But if mysteries and myths intrigue you, there's immense potential for finding some incredibly fascinating things in these scorching sandy plains. Deserts actually constitute nearly 1/3 of the Earth's surface, and every desert out there is home to many unique and weird species of flora and fauna, not to mention the wide range of alternating weather conditions. It's amazing how the more you explore the deserts, the more you realize that humanity is nowhere close to unraveling all the secrets buried under these mounds of glistening sand. However, because of the dedication of archaeologists worldwide, modern technology, and faster means of traveling, we've been able to discover some pretty bizarre things in the deserts. From weird sculptures appearing out of thin air, to remains of ancient civilizations being unearthed in the middle of nowhere, explorers have come across some exciting and equally intriguing stuff over the years. And we've picked the most bewildering ones of these to share with you guys today. So sit tight and enjoy this mind-boggling journey around the deserts of the world. Number 10. Deadly Sea Scrolls. These are ancient Jewish and Hebrew manuscripts found in the Qumran caves of the Judean desert. The scrolls were discovered between 1946 and 1956 by a team of archaeologists assisted by some Bedouin shepherds. Almost all of these scrolls are held by the state of Israel, but their ownership is disputed by Jordan and Palestine too. These are religious in nature and date back anywhere between 408 BC to 318 CE. About 40% of these texts are copied from Hebrew scriptures. Surprisingly, storing sacred documents in earthenware vessels, then burying them in the ground is a pretty ancient Jewish tradition, and similar scrolls have been discovered scattered across the entire Dead Sea area. Since their initial discovery, many other scrolls have been found over the years in the caves. Seems like a case for Indiana Jones. Number 9. Desert Breath. This immaculate and stunning arrangement of conical shapes has kept the Google Map nerds confused for a long time. This formation was found in the Sahara Desert between the mountains and the Red Sea. If you were hoping that this was some alien intervention or result of some kind of paranormal phenomenon, get ready to be disappointed. It's just an art installation completed in 1997 by the DAST art team. It's pretty incredible how they managed to move 8,000 cubic tons of sand across 100,000 square meters of the desert and in just 2 years.
But before we get into it, you know what to do, guys. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos that you will find interesting, we know for sure. Now let's get back to it.
Number 8. The Clown Motel, Nevada. This one seems like an appropriate site to film the sequel to the horror movie It, and for the right reason. Lonely roadside motels in the desert already seem like a perfect place for becoming serial killer prey. Add some creepy clown billboards, and you got the recipe for a mystery thriller movie. But someone in the Nevada desert decided to make a clown-themed motel anyway. The rooms are pretty cheap and come with the additional perk of overlooking the graveyard. The motel lobby is filled with creepy yellowish clowns, and a clown is also painted on the door to each room. Talk about creepy. Number 7. Whale Graveyard. The Atacama Desert in Chile is home to some very mysterious things, but we never imagined finding the bony remains of the world's largest mammals here. In the desert is a hill called Cerro Balena, or the Whale Hill. These whale fossils were found by crews working to expand the Pan-American Highway in 2010. It's regarded as the richest site of marine fossils in the world, and had the analysts confused for a while on how these whale skeletons ended up 40 meters above sea level buried in the sand. Skeletons of around 40 whales have been found along with dolphins, seals, swordfish, and much other larger fish. The most likely explanation is that these animals were killed by overgrowth of toxic algae in the waters and were then buried in a tidal flat, which then formed the Cerro Balena. The surprising assumption is that this happened about 4 times. Number 6. Ballistic Missiles from the Cold War. The Titan Missile Museum is a monument located near Tucson, Arizona, and it protects the last one of the 54 Titan II missiles that were on alert during the Cold War era. At one point in history, this was a top-secret location, but nowadays it's open to the public for visiting. They also provide guided tours of the control room, and one can also experience a simulated missile launch. Because it was decommissioned a long time ago, you can even go see the missiles up close underground. It's a treat for World War fans. Number 5. Mongolian Death Worm. The Mongolian death worm is a creature that is allegedly found in the Gobi Desert. It was first mentioned in Roy Champ and Andrew's book, On the Trail of Ancient Man, in 1926, but all the accounts that described this were secondhand. The locals call it 𝗦𝗦𝗕𝗘. However, this worm is considered a local legend, as there isn't any proof it really exists, and most researchers who went in search of it came back empty-handed. Physically, it is said to resemble the intestines of a cow, and it travels underground, creating waves in the sand. It's also reported it can kill you from afar by either spraying venom or by electric discharge. Some scientists believe this worm is actually just the Tartar sand boa, as locals who were shown the specimen also claimed that exactly how the Mongolian death worm looked like. Number 4. Giant Stone Hand, Chile. There's not much to see besides endless sand and extremely dried out flora scattered far apart in the Atacama Desert in Chile. But there is one very weird statue on the Pan American Highway in this desert that attracts the attention of many passerby and tourists. The statue is a 36 feet tall cement hand rising from the sand and is called the La Mano del Desierto, which means the hand of the desert. It's located around 1 hour drive outside the city of Antofagasta, which is home to Chile's copper mining industry. Made by famous sculptor Mario Maruzo Erzabal, it was unveiled in 1992 and waves to travelers driving by in the middle of nowhere. Number 3. Weird Monolith. The entire year of 2020 was sprinkled with many sightings of long vertical metal slabs appearing out of nowhere and disappearing equally fast without a warning. But the first time this monolith was sighted in the Utah desert was on the 18th of November and was gone 10 days later. Others showed up in California, Romania, and New Mexico, and like the one in Utah, disappeared after a few days. People were curious about where they came from. A lot of these sci-fi and fantasy nerds thought these are alien artifacts and evidence of a visit from extraterrestrial beings. Despite many bizarre and some logical theories about these, no one has been able to explain their presence or their purpose until now. We have to ask, could this actually be aliens from a different galaxy signaling that they're here among us? Number 2. Nazca Lines, Peru. Situated in southern Peru, the Nazca Desert has been a subject of interest for historians, archaeologists, and geologists globally because of these enormous geoglyphs found in the soil. It's estimated that these are around 2,000 years old collections of straight lines and geometric patterns. These are thought to have been created by the Nazca culture of Southern America. Though scientists have rigorously studied these for around 8 decades, they're still unable to solve the mystery of these geoglyphs. Located in the Rio Grande and Nazca River Basin, these lines date back to 100 BC and cover more than 75,000 hectares of desert. Because of this huge area, preservation of the Nazca lines has been quite a task. In 1994, UNESCO declared this a World Heritage Site, but it hasn't been very effective in preventing the damage and deterioration. Number 1. Mummified Dogs. The ancient necropolis called Saqqara, located south of Cairo on the edge of the Western Desert, became the hot topic worldwide when researchers discovered these catacombs dedicated to the jackal-headed god of the afterlife, also known as Anubis. Inside these catacombs, they found what can be regarded as the nightmare of every dog owner. What they found were mass graves full of around 8 million mummified dog corpses. Mummification is an ancient Egyptian art, and the locals used to mummify their beloved pets so they could transition into the afterlife and act as offerings to the gods. These people were pretty much obsessed with going all the way to please their gods, and these dogs were probably offered to Anubis when they needed his help or sought some kind of divine intervention. Besides the dogs' mummies, archaeologists have also found fossils of a sea monster in the ceiling and many other animals, including ibis, hawks, baboons, and bulls. Many of these mummies have deteriorated because of the environment and grave robbers, but there's still a lot to discover in these endless dark tunnels. We hope that stuff is not as gory as these millions of corpses.
Well, that was it for this video. What did you guys think of our pigs? Let us know in the comment section down below. We post the most amazing and interesting videos one could imagine. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos.